Alrighty, guys, here it is right here, guys. Let me explain something to y'all. Now, y'all see what's going on. It's a Caravan with a 3.6 Pentastar. Now, this car came here, all right, for me to look at. Now, get this. The customer done replaced, first of all, they got a Misfire and cylinder 5. The customer done replaced everything under the sun, okay? Now, I'm thinking this is a guy that reached out to me on YouTube, okay? I remember a guy asking me questions about a Pentastar and a Misfire he getting. Well, doing our texting and messaging and commenting, after he explained to me that he'd already done everything, he sprayed down there and no leaks and blah, blah, coil, wires, injectors, the whole 9 yard. I told him it's time for a compression test. Well, guess what? He did a compression test. Also, guess what? It passed. Yeah, guys. So here's the deal with some of these vehicles or some of these problems. Here's the deal. Depending on how bad it is. All right. So once we get here, or once the vehicle get towed here, he could have drove it. I don't know why he towed it. It just wasted more money. Of course, now I can't just negate everything you told me you did. I still gotta, I still gotta be suspicious of everything you done did. For instance, I'm going to unscrew the spark plug, take a look at that, take a look at the coil. You can't look at a coil and tell if it's bad or not. However, you can easily swap another one. The whole little traditional thing that I personally do when diagnosing cars. I told y'all, every mechanic different. So I verified, damn, he may have a point. It's got to be deeper. Now, at that point, the only thing left is visual. Right, you pass compression, leak down, everything, you don't see nothing wrong up top, nothing's making sense. It's simple, guys. It's time to go in deeper with some eyeballs. You need to get an eye on the valve train. Lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. Okay, now here's cylinder 5, right? This is bank 1. Bank 1 will house 1, 3, and 5. This is bank 2. Here's cylinder 5. This is the one that had the misfire. Guys, I simply remove the valve cover, of course, take the intake off and everything. And now, first thing I'm going to look at is these lobes. I didn't see no shavings on these lobes or no major scratches on them. I just feel a little cut back here. Now, y'all notice what I have up here. Rock arms, okay? This rock arm right here have just enough. Oh, my goodness, it doesn't want to focus. I can't do it with one hand. I need both of my hands, but I'm holding the phone with my other hand. Just enough to cause that tiny little misfire to happen occasionally, not constant, okay? It's not one of those you can bog it down or power break it, power boost it, and it will show up. Yes, you literally have to go in from a visual standpoint to find this problem. This lifter right here is coming apart. It's simple. Okay, so it's not allowing that valve to do its thing properly, open and close properly. It's the needle bearings inside of this ball bearing has failed, so it's coming apart. So what you got to do, it's simple. You got to replace it. All right, so I just called him back and told him what I found with that guy. He don't believe me. Let me see. Because, like I said, he's mechanically inclined and was able to do everything except find a problem. Guys, do you guys understand the difference between a laborer or a worker and a, I guess, diagnoser, somebody that troubleshoot vehicles, okay? They can be different than the actual guy that's doing the work. For instance, my helper, he has gotten so much better, he can replace an engine. Okay, he can replace a transmission, swap outs. He can do all of that. But he's not the type that can diagnose those two items and tell you that they need to be replaced. Okay, in other words, unless you're a troubleshooter, they're just two different people, guys. There are some guys out there that can slam this stuff out. Oh my goodness, yank out the engines and transmission in no time. And a guy like me, which is, I'm trying to get out of that labor stuff, so I much rather use my brain than my hands at this point in the game. Okay, so they two different people. But yeah, I didn't try to clown them or make them feel bad. I was like, yeah, you just didn't go far enough. Well, I checked the compressor. Why didn't that show up on the compression? You know what? That is a damn good question. When I'm good to the training center, I want to talk to the engineers. Like, we have access to the guys that help redesign some of this stuff. Right now, they working on Hurricane, improvements for the hurricane. They got a lot. So this is old news to them, but there are some guys in there that still help design this thing and can speak on it. So I'm gonna ask them, typical valve train system on a Pentastar. If you got a valve train part causing a misfire, why doesn't that show up on things like a compression test or leak down test? So, like I say, I'm gonna stick that bug in these engineer ears and see what they say, and I will have a better explanation for you. Because right now I don't. All I know is what I found. Rocker arm coming apart on cylinder 5, so that's likely why the misfire was evident. So y'all stay tuned, man, for that. I go to school in a week or so. I think I got to look at the schedule, and I'm gonna dig and get all in their ear, because they actually still training on this engine, the Gen 3 model. That is, they're not doing no training on the Gen 2. The Gen 3 just got a different valve train setup than this model here. All right, so which tells me that's the flagship V6 engine that's here to stay. I gotta go.